The Maze Prison Escape. The HM Prison Maze, located near Belfast in Northern Ireland, was long considered to be one of the most secure and inescapable prisons in Europe. During the near 40-year conflict known as the Troubles, the maze housed paramilitary prisoners from the Irish Republican Army, or IRA, who were all sentenced for trying to topple the British-controlled governmental structure of Northern Ireland and had orchestrated dozens of violent attacks across the region. What made the maze so difficult to escape was not only its massive security detail, but also the structure of the prison itself. The compound consisted of 8 self-contained H-shaped prison blocks called, H-blocks. Creative. In each H-block, the middle part of each H was considered a restricted area and housed the control room for the block. The escape's leader, Bobby Story, and a man named Gary Kelly had begun working as orderlies in the restricted area of the H7 block. This was the only way prisoners were allowed in the area, but even with access to this restricted area, the control room for the block was still under lock and key. At least, it was, as Kelly and Story spent months working in H7, slowly but surely befriending the guards. Eventually, the pair gained the guards' trust with their long con, and the restricted area had somewhat more of an open-door policy. Kelly and Story managed to obtain 6 small firearms which had been smuggled into the prison. With the relaxed guards and their new weapons, the men were ready to make their break. On September 25, 1983, the prisoners, led by Story, attacked and seized control of the H7 block, overpowering officers, taking their uniforms and weapons, and preventing any of them from sounding the alarm. Several hours later, the prisoners intercepted a food delivery truck. Threatening the driver, they told him to follow their instructions or else. 37 prisoners piled into the back of the truck while Gary Kelly lay on the ground in the cab beneath the driver, pointed his gun at him, and ordered him to drive to the main gate. This is where things got wild. At the main gate, the escapees tried to overtake the gatehouse, and initially the guards were taken hostage, but within 5 minutes they began to fight back. Alarms were sounded, and new guards coming into work during a shift change quickly noticed the scene. A huge brawl with knives and guns erupted, in which one guard lost his life after suffering a heart attack after being stabbed by an inmate. Imagine taking your first few steps into work and seeing a group of almost 40 nearly escaped prisoners beating up on all your coworkers. That'll cause a case of the Mondays. In the chaos, most of the escapees made it to the prison perimeter, where they expected to be greeted by 100 IRA soldiers who were to provide them backup and help them escape. Unfortunately for them, the IRA miscalculated the time, and when the prisoners breached the prison walls, their backup was nowhere in sight. With no help, the prisoners began hijacking more vehicles or running away on foot. While most of the prisoners were eventually recaptured, 2 escapees have never been found. The Maze Prison Escape was a huge propaganda boost for the IRA, and a huge embarrassment for Northern Ireland's government, leading to major security reviews and legislative changes. El Chapo's Tunnel Escape. Joaquin El Chapo Guzman was arguably the most infamous and powerful drug kingpin of all time. At his peak, his net worth was estimated to be over $1 billion.